Hello all, this is Nandhini, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science at Dr. SNS Rajalakshmi College of Arts and Science. Today we are going to discuss about knowledge engineering in first order logic in artificial intelligence. So let's we discuss. So before getting into the first order logic, first we have to know what is logic and what is semantics and what are the meaning of sentence. So let's we discuss. So the logic is nothing but it is define the some semantics language. So the logic must also define the semantics of the language, and they loosely speaking semantics they has to do with the meaning of sentence. It is called as a logic. So in the logic, the definition is more precise. So the truth semantics of the language, so which defines the truth of each sentence and with respect to each possible world. So these are the meaning of logic. For example, if the usual semantics adopted for arithmetic specifies that the statement of x plus y is equal to 4, and this is the true statement in the world where x is 2 and y is 2, but false in a world where x is 1 and y is 1. So this is the example for the simple logic. And in the knowledge base, a set of sentence in a formal representation, it is called as a logic in a knowledge based. So the logics are formal languages, and these logics are representing the knowledge to extract the conclusions. So here the syntax is nothing but it defines a well-formed sentence in a language, and the semantics is nothing but it is defined the truth or meaning of sentence in a word. So and the inference is nothing but it is a procedure to derive a new sentence from other ones. And the next term is logical entailment. So it is nothing but it is a relationship between sentence, and it means that a sentence and they following logically from other sentences. So these are the some terms in logic. And in logic, we will use the term model in place of possible world. So the model is nothing but it is a possible world. And we will also use the phrase M is a model of A. So which means that sentence A is true in model M. For example, so we may think of X and Y as the number of men and women, and they are sitting at a table playing bridge. For example, the sentence is x plus y is equal to 4 is the true one when there are 4 in total. So formally the possible models are just all possible assignments of numbers to the variables of x and y. So the each assignment fix the truth of any sentence of arithmetic, so whose variables are x and y. So this is the example for simple logic. And next one is propositional logic in a simple logic. So the syntax is the propositional logic which is define the allowable sentence. The atomic sentence, it is nothing but it is the indivisible syntactic elements, and it consists of a single proportional symbol. So the each symbol stands for a proportion, and and it represent only the true or false. So we will use uppercase names for symbols like P, Q, or and so on. So these are the symbols we are using in propositional logic. So the propositional logic, it is a simplest logic, and the syntax is defines only the allowable sentence or prepositions. So the preposition is nothing but it is a declarative statement that either true or false. And the atomic the preposition is classified into two types. The one is atomic preposition and the another one is compound preposition. So the atomic preposition is nothing but it is a single preposition symbol. So the each symbol is a preposition, and the uppercase letters and they may contain the subscript. So it is called as a notation. And the compound preposition is nothing but it is a constructed from atomic preposition. They using parentheses and the logical connectivities. And next one is first order logic. So the first order logic is nothing but it is another way of knowledge representation in AI, and it is an extension to propositional logic. The first order logic is also known as the predicate logic or first order predicate logic. And the first order logic, it does not only assume the world contains facts like propositional logic, but it also assumes the following things in the world. For example, objects, relations, and functions. So the object is nothing but it defines anything, that is A, B, people, numbers, colors, etc. And the relationship is nothing but it can be unary relation such as a red round is adjacent, or an and any relation such as the sister of, brother of, like that. So these are called as an relations. Then function is nothing but it is the father of, best friend of, or third inning of. So these are called as an function in first order logic. So the first order logic syntax are, it determines some collection of symbols is the logical expressions, and the basic syntactic elements of the first order logic are symbols like constant, variables, predicates, functions, connectivities, equality, and quantifier. So these are the syntax of first order logic. And the atomic sentence is nothing but it is the most basic sentence of a first order logic. So these sentences are formed from a predicate symbol, so they are followed by a parenthesis with a sequence of terms. For example, Ravi and Ajay are brothers, so which implies the brothers of Ravi and Ajay. So these sentences are called as an atomic sentence. And the next one is knowledge engineering in first order logic. So the general purpose of knowledge based construction, it is called as a that process is called as a knowledge engineering. So here the knowledge engineer is nothing but it represents someone who investigate the knowledge engineering a particular domain, and they learns what concepts are important in that domain, and they have to create a formal representation of the object and the relations in the domain. So they are called as a knowledge engineering in first order logic. So these are the process of knowledge engineering. So there are first they have to identify the task, and they assemble the relevant knowledge, and they decide a vocabulary of predicates, functions, and constant. Then it encode the general knowledge about the domain, and they describe the specific problem instance, and they post the queries to the inference procedure and then get the answer. Then finally they debug the knowledge base. So these are the process of knowledge engineering. And next one is identify the task. So the knowledge engineer they have to identify the task, so which is based on the knowledge base, and it will support and the kind of facts that will available for each specific instance. Once they find out the knowledge and then assemble the relevant knowledge. So in the relevant knowledge, that knowledge engineer must expert in the domain. Then only they work with the real experts and to extract what they know. That process called as the assemble the relevant knowledge. So in the stage, the knowledge is not represent the formally. So the every ideas have to understand the scope of the knowledge base and to determine by the task, then that understands how the domain actually works. So these are called as an assemble the relevant knowledge. So these are the knowledge engineering in first order logic. So this is the assessment and these are the reference. Thank you.